How to get your first corporate gig. Guys, this has been a question a lot of you have been asking, because people want to know, like, how do I get this gig? Nikuwe nafanyia job watu kama bank, watu kama NGOs, shule, churches, government institutions and stuff like that. So I want to take you through the process, because most of us, we fear, and fear is not supposed to be part of our lives, especially we, people in the media. People in the media, confidence is no number one skill that you need to learn. Like, confidence, hakuna option. Like, learn to be confident. Learn to be confident and confident of your work. However good or bad it is, learn to be confident, okay? So I'm going to take you through steps zenye zitakusaidia kupata hizi jobs. Number one step, you have to identify. How do you identify? You have to go to spaces like LinkedIn. LinkedIn ndo naonaga kusana kuna kuwaga na hizo opportunities, because organizations zinapostigi jobs hapo ndani, so they share the maybe portfolios, terms of reference of how work is supposed to be, ni kazi gani wanataka kufanya. So you identify by going to such kind of spaces, or even social media. Ni nani unafollow? Wewe ni filmmaker, lakini watu unafollow ni watu tu wa kudance. Sijui na kupiga mastori za jaba. Ati sijui bag ni ya nini. Bag, who cares about bag? We, tafuta bag yenye iko na pesa. Hiyo bag yenye sijui mnashinda hapa mnasema nyinyi kwanza majenzi ndo mnatusumbua akili. Kuna mahali niliona majenzi walipelekwa mahali alafu wakaangusha vitu. Lakini anyway, hiyo ni story ya siku nyingine. Acha nisiseme sasa, hiyo inakaa bado fresh. Mtajua ni wapi. So, identify. So how to identify is you going to those spaces. Enda kwa social media, follow the pages za hizo corporate, follow pages za bank, follow pages za government institution, follow pages za mashule. Utapata hapo ndani ndo wana advertise, wanatafuta videographer, consulting people. Utapata pia funding. Kama wewe ni filmmaker na unatafuta funding, hapo pia ndo utapata a prospect penye utaweza kufanya nini? Utaweza kupata msee ana fund your film or your idea or your story. Okay? So, and then another place pia penye unaweza identify ni visit yani just go to these high end places. There's a place nilikuwa naongea na one of my friend akaniambia like, what you need to do sometimes to get this client, enda ukae hata place kama Sarova, enda Kempinski, ingia pale, maji ni 300 shillings. Haita kuuma, ingia tu ukae hapo, alafu waiter akikuja akikuuliza unasoma menu 3 hours ukikunywa maji. Alafu utaona wase wanaingia hapo, and then you be confident, you just greet them and then you leave them with your business card. Wataona huyu mtu mwenye anakuja kwa hoteli kama hii, they will feel like, yeah, this is somebody we need to be giving our business, because huyu ni mse mwenye anafika ligi yetu. Na hao ndio client wale wenye unapataga pale ndani, hamtasumbuana, because ni client anajua kama huyu mtu anaweza afford kukuja kufanya meeting ama kukuja tu kukula lunch Kempinski ama sijui Sarova ama saizi Nakuru tuko na nyingine inaitwa Encore. Okay, I'm just doing some bit of advertisement for these hotels, lakini mtanipata tu huko pia mimi nikikula tu baadaye, lakini najua wananipeaga discount saa zingine. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So you identify. Number 2, prospect. So how do you do prospects? Like now, the most important thing also you need to understand is prospect is just pushing yourself to that business. Sasa apply, ebu enda ujaribu kuisoma. So unapata mahali wameandika, kama ni LinkedIn wameandika shule inataka videographer, church inataka mtu anafanya job za graphics and stuff like that. Kuna production, wanatafuta watu wenye wanaweza fanya production for a documentary, a film or anything else. So when it comes to the second bit is to prospect. Prospect ni ile ku identify. Unajua hii ni business naweza fanya, hii siwezi fanya, hii kulingana na ile niche ambayo unajiposition kufanya, is this something that I can be able to do? So you now start prospecting, like you now look into the details, understand like, okay fine, hasa wanataka watu wanashutiwa hivi, hawa wanataka vitu zinashutiwa hivi. So you are able to weigh depending on the ile ability ya wewe mwenye uko nayo. So huwezi tena chukua kila kitu. Unajipata huko sijui unaenda kufanya documentary za agriculture, hata una idea ya vitu za agriculture zinafaa kufanywa aje. unataka sijui documentary ya kufanya mambo za music and stuff, but hata ujui, una idea. So the most important thing is now to understand, like analyze hizi vitu zenye nimepatana nazo. Nimepatana na hii NGO inatafuta mtu anataka videography na maybe mtu vitu kama hizo, so you've gone to those spaces. Na please ni tena ujue vitu zenye una follow. Hiyo tu nita insist, usifollow tu watu juu unataka tu kufollow everything. Unasikia watu wanasema follow for follow. Anyway, so you prospect, like panga kulingana na niche yako. What best can you do? What best can you offer? Because again, you can't take every other job. You just need to take the jobs that you can do, that are workable within your space. Okay? Then, after that, the next thing that you're going to do is pitch. Now, of course, most of the time unapata hizo jobs zikilistiwa, they usually give out something we call a terms of reference. Terms of reference ni ile just a description of the scope of work, of how that work is supposed to be done, and mostly inakuaga tu kutumika wewe kudevelop a proposal from it. So wewe whereby utapatana na mtu akona documentary na inadeal na mambo na music, inadeal na mambo na creative economy, inadeal na mambo na maybe agriculture and stuff like that. So when you read the terms of reference after umesha identify this organization na unaona hii ni kazi unaweza fanya, you now generate a proposal. Then this proposal ndo unatuma for pitching. Okay? So hii proposal ukituma, understand the scope of work. Understand how these people want to do the job with you. So what you do is now generate a proposal. When you're generating a proposal, you're generating a proposal to show that you understand their scope of work. You understand what they need to, what they are consulting you for in terms of videography or photography or any creative business per se. Okay? So once you do that, inside the proposal, of course, you'll add something, which is the next thing that you're going to do is to pitch. So the proposal basically, umeifanyia pitching. The next thing that you're doing after that proposal yenye umepitch, juu umetuma kwa email, unafanya quotation. Okay? So the next thing you're going to do is quotation. You quote that work. Like how much are you going to charge for that particular kind of work? How many days are you going to shoot? What number of crew? What are the deliverables? All that has been stipulated or listed in that particular prospect yenye ulikuwa umefollow. So, however, sometimes unaweza pata watu wengine hawajaandika the scope of work. What you need to do is to now, kwa hiyo pitch yenye unaandika ama hiyo proposal yenye unaandika, you list down, you propose to them how you're going to do the work and how you're going to do the deliverables. Because there are some clients who doesn't understand, like hawaelewi scope of work yao inafaa kufika wapi, hii job tunaifaa kuifanya hadi wapi. So most of them unapata tu wamebaki kwa ile space ya we're just looking for a videographer. Na hizi most of the time unapataga ni hizi organizations zenye zijadeal na professional videographers most of the time. So and then also pia kwa events, kwa church most of the time, because you find that these people don't know how to define the scope of work. Au wanasema tu tunataka mtu wa video, wewe kuja na drone, alafu kuja na kamera mbili, alafu kuja na kamera ya picha. So, and then what? You know, sometimes I wonder, hawa watu wa wedding wanasemaga wapewe ati utakuja na drone. Then you wonder, unajua naweza kuja na drone alafu tu ni fly huko juu na si record kitu. Wewe tu ni kuona drone ikifly, si ndio? Yeah, but we need to be very intentional sometimes, because some of these things that you ask from videographers, if you don't understand, let them take you through. And if you're a videographer as well, be kind enough to take your client through what they are supposed to be needing, because you are the person who is with the expertise or the know-how of how that thing is supposed to be done. Don't allow your client to dictate how it's supposed to be done, but listen to what the client wants and suggest. It is just like behave to ka daktari. You know, when you go to a doctor, you'll tell him or her like, nasikia kichwa, tumbo sijui ilikuwa inanifanya nini, alafu nasikia mabega sijui zilikuwa zimefanya nini. So when you're describing that, the doctor is able to now collect to do a diagnosis and tell you the exact thing or the exact medication that you need for that particular pain or maybe that particular experience that you're having with your body. So you as a videographer or you as a person who is in the filmmaking industry, make sure you also help your client to understand, because some of these clients normally describe, nataka tu video itatoka na reels zile za hivi za TikTok za kuweka hivi. So you need to understand that they need maybe portrait reels, they need maybe highlight videos, and also just try to understand also from that particular documentary or event or maybe that film that you're making, what are the key things that need to be delivered. Because sometimes you might go and capture a lot of things, yet when it comes to delivery, you don't know what is supposed to be delivered. In ile aspect yenye unafanya video for a whole day, or maybe even 5 days. If it's a documentary, you're shooting for 5 days, and then you don't know how what is supposed to be covered or what is supposed to be collected from the story to be delivered. So we una cover tu, then ikifika time ya kudeliver una deliver what inakubamba, hauja ongea na client. So you make sure you help the client understand. The moment you discuss that, you also include in your proposal now the quote. So you give out your quotation. Okay? The next thing that you're going to do after you've done your quote is to close the deal. Closing the deal ni unafanya nini? Closing the deal involves contracts. Yes. So I know some of us ni friends. Tunapatana tu twende tufanye hii job. Make sure you get that contract. Do a contract. Kama huyo client atakupatia contract, you yourself generate a contract. Ndio iweze kudefine the kind of work that you're going to do and out the deliverables that you're supposed to be delivering to the client. Usiende hapo hivyo uanze job bila contract. So make sure you do a contract. Okay? A contract, it is the one that will help you now close the deal. Na hiyo kwa hiyo contract, of course, mtakuwa na hizo terms of payment and those agreements on how much is supposed to be paid, at what time, and how long is the project is supposed to take, and how it's supposed to be delivered. Okay? So make sure those are clearly stipulated in the contract as you close the deal. The next thing that you're going to do is deliver. So when we talk about delivery, is what you had agreed in the contract, how long you're going to do the business, and how long you're going to do the, how long it is going to take you to deliver that work. So make sure you deliver as per the stipulated time. Now, we tend to have a problem as videographers. Sometimes we don't communicate very well when it comes to delivery. So unapata umeambia client, nitakudeliver hii video zako after 2 weeks. Then inafika 2 weeks, you guy, nowhere. So you're not delivering the work. So, of course, hauja deliver because maybe there's something that has come up, or maybe you are just lazy, you didn't do it, or you are just waiting for somebody to push you, to remind you, hey, ujaedit ile job ule mse. Yeah, so please, if you know there's something that has come up and then hautaweza kudeliver your job to that client during that time yenye mli agree, communicate earlier before. Okay? Make sure you communicate earlier. However hard or however tough the communication will be, make sure you communicate. Because if you don't communicate, you will send a very wrong narrative to that client. And being that huyu anaweza kuwa your first client, that's a very big red flag ame-identify kwako. Because lack of communication is very, very crucial when it comes to securing your job, these jobs, and also maintaining these clients. So make sure when it comes to delivery, you deliver as per the agreed terms. So if you know this kind of work will take you a period of time, or maybe it will take you more than maybe 2 weeks, 1 week, or 5 days to deliver, make sure you communicate. You communicate clearly and do your analysis very well so that you don't miss out or you don't have a disagreement with the client. Client asikupigie simu. Client asikupigie simu. Ati hello, hii kitu mnamaliza siku gani? Unanitumia video siku gani? That's very, very poor. That will be a very, very bad sign to you as a business. Okay? Then, after that, what do you do next? Follow up. Yes, please. After delivery, hii ndio tabia tunakuwaga nayo. Watu wana deliver. Si nimesha kutumia picha zako, nimesha kutumia video zako. You don't care even to follow up to ask, how is it? How do you feel? Unajua kuna wale client wenye hawakuagi na zile revisions. Kuna wale client wenye watakuletea revisions ka 15. Lakini kuna wale clients wenye amekuwa satisfied tu na job, ama amekuwa dissatisfied, ama alifeel tu like ataki kuengage tena sana. So make sure you follow up. Just ask, how was the job? How did you feel about it? Anything, anywhere we can be able to improve next time we're doing the business. Already umeanza kuestablish kitu. Umeget? So of course hii hautauliza watu wa wedding kwa sababu when is the next time you're going to do another wedding? Hakuna. But this one works for now the corporate clients. It's whereby like make sure you follow up. Just ask, yeah, how did you find the video? Anywhere we could improve next time? And then give suggestions. Sometimes maybe ulipeana video ya highlight na walitaka video short, unaweza wapea suggestion, unawaambia next time involve us, tutakupatia maybe reels za portrait, tutakuja kufanyia interviews fulani, hivyo, maybe tunaweza fanya documentary. Do a follow up. Yes, these clients si watu wabaya, ni wanadamu tu, and they appreciate when we have a conversation with them, and because they see we are humans and they are humans also, so they want your connection, si robots. So follow up after umedeliver na unapata maybe after 2 weeks hivi hawaja kuongelesha or something. Follow up even after 1 month, even again follow up, say hi, niaje ile video mliona iko poa, so mnaambia tu like okay fine, if you have any other activity that you want us to work together, please reach out. Si ndio hivyo? Make sure you do a follow up. The next thing that you do after follow up now is retain. Sasa the moment you do follow-ups and then you do these particular conversations like, hey, imekuaje, you give them suggestions, you give them ideas of how they can be able to improve maybe on their communication and stuff like that. Good. You retain these people. These people are your people now. These organizations now, they belong to you. You're the one who's going to be doing their works, who is going to be covering their events. Yeah? Very true. So, guys, this is a very important aspect. Nimesema ni jibu hivo, and I hope imekusaidia any one of us mwenye ako hapa. And then again, please try and I see people normally post a lot of clients on socials. I don't know how safe that is, but I will encourage, just post your BTS, but not the clients in the videos, because sometimes they I don't know, it's, yeah, there are some who don't feel very comfortable. So you also make sure you understand how do these people work, how do they operate, because hiyo pia ndo inakuwa another challenge with us. Tunataka kushoot tuonyesha venye maybe tuko na clients fulani and stuff like that, because we want to maybe just show in our social media that how we are. Tunapata ma clients wagwiji wazito and stuff like that now. So be very, very careful on who you're posting on the socials, and how whatever you're posting on the socials should not compromise with maybe some of the clients' values, because they really, really value so much whatever they do, and some of these things, they just require they really want some NDAs. So I've given you the process, and I hope this is something that is going to help you learn and understand how to get your first corporate client and how to keep them. So in summary, I'll just say, number 1, identify. Number 2, prospect. Number 3, pitch. Develop a proposal and pitch. Number 4, quote. Then number 5, close. That is now you're getting the contract to do the job. Number 6, deliver. Deliver that work that you've been given to do. Number 7, it is follow up after delivery. Then number 8, what you're going to do is retain that client. Until next time, I've been your tutor, your teacher, Wilson the Filmmaker. Cheers. Thank you so much.